Zen quotes. Welcome back. There are things in life that we never learn from books. No one teaches them. No one prepares us for them. They arrive quietly, after we are tired, after we have walked a long road, and begin to wonder, I wish I had understood this sooner. These lessons are not new. They have existed for a very long time. In the words of ancient sages, in the experiences of people who lived deeply before us. Yet strangely, most of us are only willing to listen after we have paid the price, with time, with loss, or with the peace we once had. This video is not for those who are in a hurry. It is not for those seeking quick motivation. It is for tired minds, for those quietly searching for meaning in a world that has become too loud. Listen slowly. You do not need to remember everything. Just allow these words to find you at the right moment. And now, let us begin with the lessons people often understand only when it is already late. Lesson 1. You do not need to prove your life. There is no moment when life demands that you prove yourself. Only society does, and the fear of being left behind. We learn to live so that we can be seen, but in doing so, we slowly forget how to see ourselves. Ancient wisdom called this the loss of inner direction. A life that is loud and visible may appear successful, but it is not necessarily peaceful. A quiet life that no one applauds may not stand out, but it is not torn apart by comparison. Eventually, we grow tired not because we lived too little, but because we lived too much for the eyes of others. And the moment we stop proving ourselves, the mind finally begins to rest. Lesson 2. Time is the only asset that cannot be recreated. The ancients did not chase success. They lived alongside time. They understood that time is not something to use, but something to walk with. In the modern world, we treat time like a resource, something to spend, trade, and sacrifice in exchange for achievement. But ancient wisdom knew this. When you trade too much of your time, you do not only lose days and years, you lose the ability to truly be present in your own life. Many successful people cannot remember how they actually lived during those years. Only when they slow down do they realize success cannot replace missed evenings, distant relationships, or moments that will never return. Time is quiet. It slips away gently. And by the time we recognize its value, it has already traveled very far.
Lesson 3. Endless desire is the root of suffering. The ancient teachers never said that desire itself was wrong. They only warned about desire without an end. They noticed a pattern that repeated again and again. Suffering rarely comes from circumstances. It comes from endless wanting. When we believe that just one more thing will make us happy, we place our peace in the future. And the future is never here. Each time we achieve what we wanted, the joy stays only briefly. Soon after, the mind finds something else to lack. The ancients called this an endless loop. Their teaching was not to abandon desire, but to understand it. To realize that if we never know when to stop, we will spend our entire lives running after the feeling of not enough. And eventually, we are not tired because we lack things. We are tired because we wanted too much. Lesson 4. Truth reveals itself in silence. The ancients believed that what is true does not need to compete. Truth is not something that must be argued, nor does it require someone to defend it. It simply needs a moment of silence to appear. When everything becomes quiet, we stop trying to prove we are right. We stop rushing to decide who is wrong. The tangled stories in our minds begin to settle. Many people fear silence, Because when the noise disappears, we must face ourselves. There is nothing left to hide behind, no one left to blame. But in that moment, clarity begins to appear. Truth does not arrive loudly. It comes gently, as a quiet certainty in the heart. The ancients chose silence not because they lacked words, but because they understood that speaking too soon often destroys what is deepest. When we are calm enough not to react immediately, the right understanding naturally reveals itself.
Lesson 5. Not every battle is worth your peace. The ancients did not see life as a battlefield. They saw it as a place to train the mind. Every time we enter a conflict, we are not only arguing with someone else, we are allowing our mind to be pulled away. We think we are defending truth, but often we are simply defending the ego. The ego is subtle. It wants to be right. It wants to be recognized. It wants to appear strong. So we react. We argue. We try to win. But ancient wisdom understood something deeper. Winning an argument does not mean winning within yourself. Some arguments end with heavy silence. Some victories leave an emptiness inside. Because every time we are pulled into conflict, we trade away a little of our peace. Human energy is not endless. Every reaction leaves a trace. Every moment of anger writes a small mark in the mind. The ancients called this invisible exhaustion. So they stepped back, not because they were weak, but because they understood that being peaceful is often more important than being right. Not every battle deserves your mind. True wisdom is knowing when silence is the strongest response. And when the need to win disappears, freedom begins. Lesson 6. Everyone blooms at a different time. The ancients lived according to seasons. They never forced a seed to grow before its time. They never tried to pull the sun upward before sunrise. Everything had its rhythm. Yet modern life has many people doubt their own pace. We look at others and see them moving faster, succeeding earlier, settling down sooner. And we begin to ask ourselves, am I falling behind? But the truth is simple. Every life follows its own path. A tree does not grow faster because the tree beside it is taller. A river does not rush because another river flows stronger. Only humans panic because of timelines that were never truly theirs. Some people bloom early. Some bloom later. Some must travel far before discovering who they truly are. Your pace is not a mistake. It is the result of your journey, your experiences, and the lessons meant for you. Slow growth is still growth. And often, what grows slowly develops the deepest roots.
Lesson 7. Peace does not come from circumstances. Many people believe they will feel peaceful when life becomes easier, when work is lighter, when money feels secure, when relationships stop conflicting. They wait for the perfect situation before allowing themselves to feel calm. But life has never stayed still long enough to guarantee that. Waves will continue to rise. People will continue to change. Plans will continue to shift. If peace depends on circumstances, it will always be fragile. The ancients did not search for calm outside. They cultivated stability inside. Peace is not the absence of noise. It is the ability to remain steady even when noise exists. Lesson 8. Everything changes, including you. The ancients placed one truth at the center of their understanding. Nothing remains the same forever. No emotion lasts forever. No relationship stays exactly the same. No situation remains unchanged, and neither do we. But people often live as if everything should stay the same if we try hard enough. We try to hold people, hold memories, hold versions of ourselves, but life moves, and every ending creates space for a new version of us to appear. Change is not betrayal, it is proof that we are alive. Lesson 9. The less you cling, the more freedom you feel. The ancients did not seek a life filled with many things. They sought a life that was clear. Clear about what matters, clear about what can be released, clear about what is unnecessary. Modern life often confuses more with enough. But the truth is simple. When you remove what is unnecessary, what truly matters becomes visible. A simpler life does not mean a smaller life. Often it becomes a deeper one. Conclusion. The things you heard today are not new truths. They existed long before us, and they will remain long after we are gone. The only thing that changes is the moment when someone is ready to understand them. If today a few words from this video made you pause for a moment longer, perhaps you are understanding earlier than many others, and that is enough. Slow down if you need to. Live lighter if you can. Life does not ask you to be perfect. It only asks you to be honest with yourself. If these words resonated with you, stay with Zen Quotes. We will continue this journey together in the next videos.